Let's talk today about the Kindle Colorsoft, the brand new all color Kindle from Amazon. I guess it's not brand new. It came out in the late fall, winter, November-ish, right before the holidays. I picked up the Kindle Scribe 2024 first, thinking I might like that, and I didn't. So I went back and I got I returned that, and then eventually I got this. What is the Kindle Colorsoft, and why should you care? Well, that's a good question. It is Amazon's first color e-ink Kindle display, tablet, whatever you want to call it. It comes in 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, and 128 gigabytes. This is a 7-inch display, and on a single charge, they say it lasts up to 8 weeks. And coming from the Kindle Oasis, which is the last Kindle that I was using, which I did love for many reasons, but one of them was not the battery life. The Kindle Oasis battery life was not good. However, I still haven't charged this Kindle. I've used it every day since I got it. It had about 60%, 55% battery when I got it. And let's look here. 22% battery. Pretty good battery life. Otherwise, the Kindle Colorsoft, if you take a quick look around the device, it's got a power button here. I don't know why Amazon puts power buttons in all these weird places. Like on the Kindle Oasis, it was down here, and now on this, it's right by the USB-C. Why can't they put it like up here or up here? Because I hold this with my finger and could potentially turn it off, which I have done actually, and I'm not happy about it. See, I just did it. I just turned it off. So that's how easy it is to do. It's plastic, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Plastic makes it nice and light. Plastic makes it probably a little bit more resistant to scratches and scuffs. My Kindle Oasis, which I've had since, I don't even know, like at least 5 years. I think maybe 2020. Yeah, so at least 5 years. Metal, not a single scratch on it. I have a case, never used the case. The Oasis, sadly, is no more. And my Oasis is no more because it won't hook up to Wi-Fi anymore. I don't know why. I picked up this guy. It's what you would expect from a Kindle. Relatively well made, I can't even say it's inexpensive because it's not. It's not. Compared to it's a $110 difference between the Kindle Paperwhite and the Kindle Colorsoft, which is not a good amount. It's $279. I got it on sale for $50 off of that price, which is probably the only reason why I bought it. For all intents and purposes, this is the Kindle Paperwhite with a color overlay. Let's talk about the good things about this. As I said, it is very light. And after having read with iPads and 10.2-inch devices and all this other stuff, like being able to hold this in one hand and, balance it on my finger and turn pages with my thumb just by swiping on the screen is very nice. So it's a very light device. It is well made. It has this rubber edge, this gasket around here that will keep it from, scratching if you put it down. I don't have a case for it, and I don't think I want a case for it. I always end up taking the cases that I pay too much money for off of my Kindles, and so I probably won't get one for this. In terms of the color, let's take a look. Let's find a nice color page. Okay. So here we have Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder by Frank Miller and Jeff Loeb. I'm looking at a comic book representation here, and I guess in my estimation, like comic books are the reason you would want color because most Kindle books don't have color and don't need color. So I'm imagining that that's why you would want color is a comic book. And the color representation, while a little washed out, not quite as sharp as you would see on a tablet, backlit tablet, of course. The color is 150 ppi, pixels per inch. The regular text on white background or black background is 300 ppi. But I mean, you pixel peep this and you can't really see. This is a 7-inch screen, so you're not gonna miss anything by only having it be 150 ppi. This Kindle, compared to almost all other Kindles I've ever had, is very fast. My Oasis would just drag itself through opening and closing like that. Getting into books is super fast. It does have dark, well, it's not really dark mode. It's like dark color. For some reason, this book is a little messed up. The text is not white. It's sort of shaded. I've been reading Chris Offutt, one of my teachers, and became a very good friend of mine. He's got a new series of, I guess, what they call rural noir sort of mystery books. He's got a new series. It's 3 or 4 books into the series now. Character called Mick Harden. I've been reading his Mick Harden series, which is very, very good. I mean, I should expect no less. But if you're into something like the rural noir and you want to read something that's written about 100 times better than most things out there are written, then you could check out Chris Offutt's Mick Harden series, and you won't be disappointed. That's a personal guarantee from me. But as you can see, I mean, the Oasis would do this reverse text. And I always read that way in bed because, it's easier on the eyes. But none of the other Kindles do this. You can't do this on other Kindles. So that is a plus in the realm of the Kindle Colorsoft. So it's fast color, better than I expected, and it's got really good battery life, well made, light. You can do the dark mode, which to me is an important aspect. But okay, so those are the good things. Those are the things that you would expect from a Kindle. There's been a lot of negativity around the release of this Kindle. I guess some early models had some sort of yellow banding or something, but Amazon is aware of that, and it looks like they've been taking care of it, so that's not something that's a huge deal to be worried about. And I haven't experienced it here with my Kindle. Now let's move on to the bad. Well, the color is very good. Reading comics on this is not great. You can do this page through the panels thing like you can do on an iPad, which is great. If you wanted to read a full page, you would really be struggling to get any of this text into your eyeballs. But it gets worse when you get to pages like this. You can pinch and zoom this. Then you're reading half the page and scrolling back and forth. The text is not good in comics, and I would imagine anything that's rendered not in a sort of more movable text style would be the same, and that is a big problem. I read all of my comics these days on some sort of device, and I was really hoping that I could read my comics on this and be happy with it, but I don't want to have to fight that hard. And it doesn't seem to work as well as the Amazon/Comixology app that is available on iPad or any Android tablet or anything, or iPhone, anything like that. This representation of the comics doesn't seem to be as full-featured or as good as those are. So that's a problem. The screen itself gets really greasy, fingerprinty. I've never had this problem on a Kindle. Like, here's my Oasis, and yeah, there's some fingerprints on there, but it doesn't bother me as much as it does on this. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. And, it's even hard to wipe off, like with a microfiber cloth or something like that, which bothers me as well. So that's a negative, but that's like your mileage may vary. Kind of negative. The fact that it's light is a pro. The fact that it's easily one-handable is a pro. But because it's made out of plastic, because it's just, it just feels kind of cheap. In the days of things like books, tablets, and remarkable tablets, and things that are made like to Apple/smartphone levels of quality, this feels cheap. Now, it is cheaper than a lot of those devices, so I guess, that's good, but it is not cheap. And when you compare it to something like the Oasis, which is made of metal and just overall a much nicer build quality, a nice laminated screen, this screen feels kind of plasticky compared to this. And if you've used Kindles for a long time and you've had really nice Kindles, like the Kindle Scribe screen is glass like this. This doesn't feel like glass. The Kindle Scribe screen is similar to the Oasis, whereas this feels more like plastic. Maybe that's why the fingerprint thing is bothering me as much as it does. But if you've bought numerous Kindles over the years and you're expecting for the price a high build quality feeling, you're not gonna get that, unfortunately. Which again is a double-edged sword. You get easily one-handable, blah blah blah. It doesn't have the buttons. Maybe the only reason that I shelled out for the Kindle Oasis was because of the physical buttons. This was the only Kindle that still had physical buttons. Now, no Kindle has physical buttons, and it seems like Amazon is trying to make these at a an acceptable quality level, but not really going out on a limb and spending like tons and tons of money on development. This is a Kindle Paperwhite with color. When you look at Remarkable, when you look at books, when you look at some of these other competitors that Amazon has now, the build quality to go down from this to plastic is just not really very, very satisfying. I feel like the Kindle is in a really weird place. The Colorsoft, if no other e-ink, e-reader type device existed, the Colorsoft would be amazing and everybody would be super happy with it. And that would be the end of the story. But Amazon is not alone in this market anymore. And the competitors that are out there, many of them are making higher quality devices. I don't like Android as a tablet operating system, and the books and other devices out there are Android based. Remarkable is its own thing because it's not trying to be an e-reader, but quality-wise, it is a much, much better device than the Colorsoft. Maybe because I'm familiar with Amazon's operating system, it's easy for me to navigate through it a little bit better than some of the others. The operating system on a device like this doesn't necessarily have to be all that crazy. They give you all this access to books that you might like, which is fine, I guess. That's one of the hardest things for me is buying books off of the Amazon store. I find that their algorithm for showing me new stuff is not great. So they give me these suggestions. However, I share this account with my wife and she reads totally different things than I do. So the suggestions are kind of based toward her and me, and more toward her because she reads more quickly than I do. But I digress. While Amazon might have a little bit of a leg up because of the time, the amount of time that they've been doing the ebook thing, they are falling behind in the quality of their devices compared to the competition. The Kindle Colorsoft being probably the lowest common denominator option that you could possibly have with a color screen. It's a good device. It's very expensive for what it is. And if you are a Kindle person and you want color, then the Kindle Colorsoft does color. But at least at this point in the Kindle ecosystem, there isn't a ton of what you get from the Kindle store that demands color. It's nice to have color book covers, but I don't think it matters all that much. And the comic book reading experience isn't as good as it would be on a tablet. So even just something like that, the comic book reading experience on, say, the iPad Mini is worlds better than the comic book reading experience on this. So I'm kind of ambivalent about this device. I like it. I like using it for reading, and I've always liked to have a Kindle for reading, but I don't need color in order to do that. I need reversible black on white on black text, or I would prefer to have it, but I don't need the color. If you're one of those people who feels like color would be a nice thing, but not a need to have, like a want to have, but not a need to have, I would just go ahead and buy the Kindle Paperwhite and save yourself $100+ in doing so. And I really hope that Amazon comes out with another premium Kindle model that is not the Scribe, because the Scribe, I just want a Kindle. Right now, they don't really have a flagship model. Thanks so much for being here. If this was your first time here, then hit the like and subscribe button and come on back and see me again, as I tend to talk about these kinds of things all the time in the tech world. And if you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back again. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of the community. Let me know what you think about the Kindle Colorsoft, whether or not it's worth buying, or if you want something different, down in the comments below. And we will have, as always, a boisterous discussion. Otherwise, my name is Jason. Until the next time, I'm out.